Well, for more, we can bring in France24's Olivia Bizot, who's in Jerusalem for us. Olivia, air raid sirens have become a common feature of Israeli life in recent days. Just how much support is there in Israel for this war?
Hello. Yes, well, most Israelis do support this conflict against Iran. That's been proven in polls that have been published this week. And I spoke to an analyst in Jerusalem this morning, and he told me that the reasons for this are mostly threefold. First, many Israelis see Iran as an existential threat. And then you also have public confidence in Israel's defense systems. The IDF has said that they've managed to intercept 60% of Iran's ballistic missiles going into Israel. And that they've destroyed 80% of Iran's air defense system. So there is that public confidence. And third, there is the support in Iran from the US, making Israelis feel less isolated on the international stage. But I have also spoken to Israelis who are growing increasingly frustrated and exhausted, especially Israelis who've had to evacuate their homes. Now, yesterday, the health ministry published a statement saying that over 2,000 people have had to be evacuated from their homes that have been destroyed, mostly in the northern and central parts of the country. And there is an increasing amount of fatigue. And unlike after the October the 7th attack, where there were government-led efforts to help people evacuate, this time people are having to manage on their own, scrambling to find relatives and family members to stay with. Now, this evening in Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, and cities across Israel, protests against Netanyahu and his government are expected.
And Olivia, this is, of course, for Israel, a conflict being fought on two fronts. There are incoming missiles and rockets from Iran, but also the threat posed by Hezbollah to the north. How do these two aspects compare from an Israeli standpoint?
Yes, that's right. Fighting is intensifying on these two fronts, and the strategy is very different. Now, this morning, the IDF said it had begun a broad new wave of attacks in Iran, mostly in Tehran and in the central parts of the country. They said that 80 fighter jets carried out a new wave of strikes and that 230 bombs were dropped on key targets. Now, those mostly included key infrastructure and sites like an underground ballistic missile factory and a military academy. Now, Tehran has responded with a constant drip of ballistic missiles being sent here being sent across Israel, but most missiles that have been sent to Israel have been intercepted. The front in Iran is mostly being coordinated with the US. There's a close collaboration between the two countries, and that's very different to the front in Lebanon, where Israel is mostly operating alone. This means that it almost has free rein to do what it pleases. France has warned Israel to not bomb the southern parts of Lebanon, but these demands have mostly been completely ignored. Fighting is intensifying. The latest reports show that over 200 people in Lebanon have been killed. Around 800 people have also been injured, and 700,000 people in the southern parts of Lebanon and the southern parts of the capital, Beirut, are currently under evacuation orders by Israeli authorities.
Olivia Bizot reporting live there from Jerusalem. Thank you very much.